looking for a juicy, sweet, and savory summer meal, then you have to try my Sam Adams Summer Ale Pork Tenderloin with apricot glaze. I'm Whitney with Fairway and Sensible Health. Let's get started. Today we are going to use a pork tenderloin. And I love the pork tenderloin because it's boneless, there's no waste, and it's actually leaner than a boneless, skinless chicken breast. So we are going to marinate ours, but since it's already a tender cut of meat, all that flavoring is just gonna soak into our pork tenderloin and really get deep inside of the pork tenderloin. So we don't need to worry about it not being juicy when we're all done. Since we are using an acidic marinade, you always want to use a non-reactive dish, so I'm using a glass bowl today. And for the liquid for our marinade, we are using a Sam Adams Summer Ale because it has a nice lemon flavor, but not too much, and it's really gonna brighten up the flavors and complement all of the other apricot and mustard flavors that we have in here. We need about a tablespoon of apricot preserves, 2 tablespoons of white wine vinegar, a few tablespoons of yellow mustard, 2 tablespoons of garlic powder, and a little bit of dried parsley. And I used the dried spices in this recipe because, like I said, the marinade doesn't have to fight to break down those outer connective tissues on the pork tenderloin. So with these dry spices, they can actually really sink inside to the pork tenderloin and flavor it from the inside out. Now just whisk this together and add your pork tenderloin, and you can marinate this for about 4 to 6 hours or even up to 8 because the beer we use as our liquid in the marinade is not quite as acidic as some marinades that are more vinegar or citrus based. So you could throw this in the morning and come home from work and have it ready for dinner. We're gonna let ours go for about 5 today. We are ready to grill our pork tenderloin, and you can see that mine has turned a little bit of a white tinge, which is fine. It just means that our marinade has tenderized our pork tenderloin a little bit, and all of those flavors have sunk really deep inside the tenderloin. So this is gonna take about 20 to 25 minutes over medium heat, but you just wanna make sure that you're watching that internal temperature. It should read about 145 degrees. While our pork tenderloin is grilling, we are actually gonna make our apricot glaze right here on the grill in a cast iron skillet, and you're gonna see a lot of the same ingredients in our glaze that I used in our pork tenderloin marinade because I wanna build the flavors in this dish. That way you get the whole apricot and mustard feel throughout the entire meal. You need to start with about a cup of apricot preserves, a few tablespoons of yellow mustard, a few tablespoons of white wine vinegar, garlic powder, dried parsley flakes, and lastly, just some salt and pepper. While my pork tenderloin is cooking, I'm gonna let my apricot glaze simmer on the grill, and then when there's about 5 minutes left for my pork tenderloin, I'm gonna start basting it in that apricot glaze. Our Sam Adams Summer Ale Pork Tenderloin with Smucker's apricot glaze is a sweet, savory, and simple summer meal for you. If you want this recipe or any others, you can visit fairway.com. And remember, the most important ingredient in any recipe is family.